Shalom, shalom. This is following Yeshua. Welcome again to the Rock. As you can see that, this is like my third time doing this video. Had technical difficulties each time. Yeah, we got some snow. It was nice. Children enjoyed it. You see, I want you to look how beautiful that is. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? I think it's beautiful. I want to go to the Word. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, starting at verse 14. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? And what concord hath the Mashiach with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? And what agreement hath the temple of Yah with idols? For we are the temple of the living Yah, as Yah hath said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their Yah, and they shall be my people. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith Yahweh, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. And I will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith Yahweh Almighty. Now who said this? Yahweh said it. Also look at Jeremiah 51:45 and Revelation 18:4. Read those two, just to provide, some precepts. What is wrong with being separate? I mean, really, physically separate. Why is it that we have such a longing to be part of this world? We want to take part of their entertainment and wear their clothes, eat their food. And I think really what it is a lot of it is living a set-apart life requires work. It requires a large amount of effort. It's not something you just walk yourself into. It takes effort. It takes sacrifice. It takes dedication. It takes hard work. And many of us aren't going to put in that much work in reality. As long as salvation is a matter of it being mental, we're good. If it requires work, nah. It's a lot of the same ideals that a lot of Christians have. Not all Christians, but a lot of Christians. They're unwilling to put in any sort of work to anything. Because works don't save you. Faith without works is dead, though. So show me your faith without your works. And I'll show you my faith by my works. You want to see my faith? Look. There's my faith. There's my faith. My faith is not just for me speaking. I put my hand to the plow and I show the Father, if you show me, I will go and do. That's faith. Sitting back doing the same thing, how is that faith? How is it? What's this love affair we have with the world? With doing things the way the world does it. What's this love affair we have with it? We have a love affair with the world. Got to be around them. Got to eat with them. Got to fellowship with them. But we're not supposed to have a concord with them. The Bible says that the world will love its own. So the reason why the world accepts you is because you're part of it. Are you really that peculiar? Does the world even really notice a difference between you and them? When it comes to parties and fellowships, they invite you because you're right along with them. What's wrong with being separate? What's wrong? Because you see, everyone says they keep the Torah, they keep the law. But we just read that Yahweh said that. It said Yahweh. He said it. In fact, when you read the word, the children of Israel were consistent in always trying to separate themselves. When they wanted to leave Egypt, it wasn't to go back. See, Pharaoh wanted them to leave Egypt and then come back. Yeah, go ahead and worship your father, your Yah, but then you come back. Nah, that's not how we are. When we go to worship our Elohim, we ain't coming back. When I left to worship my Yah, to be and to live the way he showed us to live like our agricultural people did, there was no going back. When Yah sent Abraham to a land that he didn't know, there was no going back. When you put your hand to the plow, there is no looking back. When you leave Sodom and Gomorrah, there is no looking back. You go. To be separate. See, when y'all punished Sodom and Gomorrah, he had to take Lot and his family out. But can you imagine? See, part of this story is interesting to me. The Bible does say Lot was righteous. But Lot didn't get out before. And what happened? It costed him his wife. It costed him some children that had been, or some daughters that stayed back. They probably married into the men in Sodom and Gomorrah. They married into the men there. And then while they were running, his wife could not fathom the idea of being without that family that she left back. So she had to look back. Ado was her name. Ado. See, her name was in Jasher. Ado had to look back to what she at one point in time had. See, but if you raise your children in righteousness, they'll never look back. Because they're nothing to look back to. If they look back, the only thing they're going to see is a set-apart life. They're going to see that they are separate. See, we don't want to make that sacrifice, though, as men, as women. Instead, we make every excuse to not have to live it. We make excuse after excuse. And then we wonder why our children suffer. We wonder why our children are infected and infested with the school system that's teaching them that abominations are okay. It's teaching them it's okay to question what you are. If you're feeling like a girl, young man, you might just be a girl. Let's stop calling you Sam and call you Susie. Confusion all over the place. Young boys can't even, they're removing being men. And now everybody's got these feministic ideas and personalities that are completely wicked. You can come out. They're completely wicked. What really is happening? What's really going on? This is what you want to be around? What concord can you have with that? Well, I have to work. We both have to work. No, you don't. You don't. See, you can do a lot when you live this way. A lot. You can do a lot with a little. You can do a whole lot with a little out here. Living a simple life. See, I don't have a cable bill, an internet bill, a gas bill, a electricity bill, rent, $1,000, $2,000 a month, car payment. I don't buy cars. I don't buy cars on credit. The Bible says the borrower was a servant to the lender. Sure, if I have to get a short-term, lending, thing, because it's something I need and I get paid off in 6 months, I may do that. But 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 30 years of servitude to this system? Do you really believe that they plan on ever letting you go? What are we really doing? Do we not want to be separate that much? Do we love this system that much? Do we love what this system has to offer that much? That the idea of being separate is that abominable to us? That we have to make excuses and argue? I don't have to. I have people vehemently argue with me. Vehemently. They're turning violent. You a mother effing this, that, and the other. You effing this. You effing this. And I don't gotta do it. Okay, but hey, you don't have to do it then. Live amongst them. See, I'm striving to serve the world with everything that I got. Everything that I got. So you know what that means? It says in the Apocrypha, flee from sin as from the face of a serpent. I've given this analogy many times. If you saw a cottonmouth or a copperhead right by your foot, are you going to be like, oh, I'm cool? If you knew next door to you in your apartment was a cottonmouth, was a copperhead, would you just be cool? If you knew your next door neighbor had 50 poisonous snakes, wouldn't you be a little bit worried? And he's right next door in his apartment. So that's what sin is. That's what sin is. And we have more of a fear of a snake biting us than sin biting us. But sin destroys a soul. I just wanted to kind of put this And we had to study about being separate and how we continually strive for that separation mentally, spiritually, psychologically, financially. How we continually call on the Father and ask Him to show us in which ways we are not separating ourselves so that I can more align with His Word. Not my opinion. Because a lot of opinions are out there, but as it says in Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 3, verse 24, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion. Your own vain opinion, and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment. Their judgment is overthrown by an evil suspicion because of the deception that has taken place by their own vain opinion. I'm going to tell you, there's nothing wrong with being separate. There's never a chance for me to be idle out here. It says in the Apocrypha, once again, in Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, if you have a servant, send him to labor, because idleness teaches much wickedness. And we're being taught all sorts of wickedness in these cities today. We're acclimating, we're compromising Yah's word to be part of the system that is destroying us. Sorry, but my family, my children, my wives, it's not worth it to me. My soul, it's not worth it. All this will wash away. All this will be gone. Everything that's in this world will be gone. And like I said before, we're nearing the end of 7 years of plenty. And we're going to hit the 7 years of famine. And you're going to wish, and I don't even believe in wishing, but you're going to wish that you would have taken heed and moved when you had the chance. Because we are professional movers when it's 10 seconds too late. I'd rather be 10 years too early than 2 seconds too late. And I'm going to put my hand to the plow and push. Yah led me out. I take His word. Come out of her, my people. That you will not partake of her plagues. That's in Revelation 18:4. Come out of her. He does not want you to partake in the plagues. Because you have to read, even if you read the story of Egypt, the Israelites, they partook in the plagues. When Pharaoh, when the water was turned to blood, Pharaoh still said your same quota needs to be met. Listen, when you live in those cities, it don't matter if you lose your job. Doesn't Pharaoh still want you to pay your rent on time? Doesn't he still say that car payment's still due? I don't give a damn what you're going through. You better make me my bricks. This is Following Yeshua. Hope you have a blessed day. Shalom.